Okay, welcome back to the Always Bayern Chelsea show. Just me, Jim, here to talk about Chelsea's two preseason matches against Bayer Leverkusen and AC Milan. Two easy victories for Chelsea in these two matches at Stamford Bridge. Couple trophies. Is it one? Is it two? I'm not really sure. They kind of presented the trophies for these Visit Malta Weekender matches. Kind of funny that Chelsea are getting all these trophies just for winning a couple preseason matches. But nonetheless, that's what made it a lot of fun. Seeing all the new players, all the players that we've loved for the last couple years on Chelsea coming together, playing really strong, looking great in attack. And it was awesome. It was awesome overall watching both of these matches. I did put out a couple reactions with my initial thoughts, but just thought I'd briefly talk about these matches and kind of just say how excited I am for this upcoming season. So if you're listening, watching, just know that you're seeing my face right now. I got my Chelsea-Burnley scarf from the match I went to at Stamford Bridge a couple seasons ago. Go to YouTube, check it out. Give us a subscribe, a like, comment. I want to hear your thoughts. I always want to hear your thoughts, whether it's a TikTok I post, a YouTube short, a YouTube full podcast with Danny. If you want to comment on Apple, Spotify, whatever the case may be, if you want to tweet at us, you can do all these things. It's a growing community here over at Always Bayern Chelsea, whether we're talking Bayern or Chelsea or football in general. There's a lot going on in the world right now for football, so it's an exciting time as we come back into the season today, this week, and this month. But man, am I excited for Chelsea Football Club. A couple days ago, I'd posted about how devastated I was for the Levi Colwill injury, and I do still have concerns about our defense. I really do. I'm concerned about the center backs and what they can do to try to have Chelsea challenge for a title, but maybe it won't matter. Is Chelsea's attack just going to dominate and overwhelm teams? It might, and that's what I think is crazy about this team right now, is they're firing on all cylinders on the attack, and I'm just so excited to see what Chelsea can really do. I really am. It's so exciting, and yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here, but Chelsea are back. They're back in a big way. I mean, it's absolutely insane what they're doing in preseason. So I'm going to talk about it. They faced Bayer Leverkusen on Friday. They win 2-0. Goals by Pedro and Estevao. The attack just looked so fluid. The link up with Cole Palmer and Estevao is already so strong. It seems like these guys have been playing with each other for years, when really they just started training this past week and have hardly seen each other at all and don't even speak the same language. The only language they're speaking is football, and that's what's so exciting to me is these guys can only get better as they grow together. Between Estevao, Palmer, George, Delap, who started against Leverkusen, and then you had Neto, Palmer, Pedro, and Gittins, who started today against AC Milan. Then you throw guys in there that haven't even played a ton. I'm kind of forgetting who was even playing in these matches in the attack. You had Gittins who came in and started today. So many options. Enzo's up there in the attack. Technically, Jackson and Kunku are on the team still. I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll leave that for another day. But the attack right now is so exciting. Cucurella gets up there in attack. Hato, we'll see what he can bring. Gusto gets up there at times. Caicedo, what he can provide. Santos had an assist today for a Liam Delap goal. But really what was nice about this first Leverkusen match is Estevao was able to show what he can bring to this team. The kid is special. There's literally no other way to put it besides that. He is so special. And, he gets a goal. Palmer shoots it off the crossbar, trying to chip Mark Flecken on Leverkusen. Estevao fires the rebound in. A striker's instinct. And those are the types of goals that guys can provide on Chelsea. We've seen Enzo with a lot of goals like that over the last couple of years. And it was so great for Estevao to show the fans that he's here to stay and he's going to be something special this season. I truly think that although we're going to have to give him a lot of patience and time to fully show what he can do, he's going to have some games and moments where the world is shocked at how special he is. He's aggressive. He takes the ball right at his defender. Had a couple other shots. Could have had a couple goals. Could have had 3 goals. And what's exciting is he's clearly not afraid. And that's going to be huge going into a fast and strong physical Premier League season. A lot of worries about his size, but I think with some of his speed and the way he controls the ball, I think he's going to be all right at certain times. And yes, will he get bodied over the course of the year? I'm sure he will. And, we'll see that and have to take note of it. But him getting that first goal, I think is huge, especially for his confidence. But, man, Palmer looks like he's so back. Palmer looks like he's playing fluid and free. Maresca's just opening this team up for all the guys to be so fluid, and that's only going to be great. His connection with Estevao, Liam Delap can only get stronger. And I think bringing in Jamie Gittins on the left wing is going to be something that completely unlocks this Maresca team, this Chelsea squad. I was so excited when we signed Gittins after watching some highlights that he had at Dortmund. His directness, his aggression, his shot volume, the way he takes on defenders is something Chelsea has not had in my time since I've been a fan, for 4 years now. His quickness, his agility, his speed. The first time he gets the ball, he's just taking it right down the left side and bursts right past his defender, cuts it inside to Estevao, and probably should have had a goal. So the way he can do his little step overs, cut inside on his right foot to get shots off, this guy could end up with upwards of 10 goals. Who knows? He's going to get a lot of space on that left-hand side. When Palmer, Estevao, and the boys are on the right side, it's only going to open up more space for Gittins on that left-hand wing, which really is maybe going understated a little bit right now. The things that they are going to be able to provide. Clearly, I'm just too excited right now for watching, banging my microphone all over the place here, but so excited for what Jamie Gittins can provide for this team. And he's only going to get better, obviously, as we continue to see him develop with the guys. I like what I've seen from Liam Delap. And I'm just going to mix the 2 games here at this point because Liam Delap gets a second-half brace against AC Milan. Estevao draws a pen. Delap strikes the pen so perfectly. Magnan couldn't save it even diving the right way because Delap has that much precision and power with his right foot. The guy is a striker. He knows how to strike the ball. They don't call him the next Harry Kane for England for nothing. And we'll see if he can get there eventually down the line, but so excited to see what he can do. And his second goal, the 4th on the day for Chelsea, beautiful play, gusto, great through ball all the way into Santos. First touch, one touch, taps it with his foot over to Delap, who buries it in that bottom left corner. Awesome to see the link up between Santos and Delap. I think Santos could be huge in the midfield, and I'll get to that in the midfield. But Delap, for him to score a couple at the bridge, is massive heading into the season. Him and Pedro are firing on all cylinders. Pedro, who I'm going to get to now, because he scores one against Leverkusen, kind of off a little bit of a deflection. Genesis Antwi had a nice assist, cut back, and Pedro buries it. And then today, shows that he knows exactly where to be and how to move as a striker in this team. And that's huge because I think Jackson a lot of times would be in great places, but Pedro has shown that he knows how to make perfect runs, and Neto finds him with a little chipped cross, and Pedro heads it right in. Brilliant, brilliant goal. And in that first 10 minutes, Chelsea showed that they could dominate AC Milan, moving the ball, being aggressive, controlling the tempo. We had a lot of that, and that was so key, so key. If Neto can fire crosses like that into guys like Pedro and Delap all season long, you're going to see Neto explode in his ability to provide assists. I think he's looked so good in the Club World Cup, carrying over into the preseason as well. And I think he's going to be starting at right wing over Estevao for a while here. So if Neto can really hold on to that spot and show that he can do those things, it's only going to make competition and make this Chelsea attack much more strong, which is massive, massive, massive. But Pedro, is he the signing of the year in the entire league? The season hasn't started yet, but boy, oh boy, what he provided in the Club World Cup already, giving us a trophy there, and now in the preseason, he's looked prime to lead this team forward as their number 9, and I think he's going to get the first lick at it with, of course, Delap coming off the bench, which will be so key. But yeah, this attack, so much potential. It's going to be so fun to see, and what's great about it is free-flowing with the midfield as well. You know, Enzo, we saw today, still getting up to fitness, I think, a little bit more, but what he can provide, he's going to be key. Santos, an assist. He looks so locked in right now. And we saw him at Strasbourg, how many goals and assists he can provide. It's going to be awesome to see him crash in the box, link up play with a lot of these guys. You know, Simmons in this team would be unreal. I don't even want to touch that yet. But, you know, just thinking about that, him as an attacking midfielder could be so fun. But Caicedo, what he can provide, Cucurella, Gusto, as I mentioned, Hato, Reece James, the way that they can all interchange and be part of this attack and team and going forward is going to be so much fun. It really is. And even starting from the back with these center backs and with Robert Sanchez as a keeper, I just think these guys can provide so many passes to each other and break down defenses, whether it's a low block or not. This team seems different. They seem more free. And I'm going to keep saying free and fluid because that's really how this Chelsea team has looked through the preseason and, you know, in some of those last Club World Cup matches, especially against PSG. I'm excited. I really am. You know, I'm running out of words to describe how I'm feeling about this Chelsea team. You know, I predicted third, which you'll see in our predictions dropping soon, but this team is so exciting and so special, and I want to give some shouts to the defenders that played as well in the match against Leverkusen. It was a clean sheet. Achimpong, Chalaba did start as center backs. We did see Tosin come in, play about a half. Essugo came in. He looks like a Caicedo regen. Ansomino got some minutes. Rakisaki, Genesis Antwi, as I mentioned, some minutes as well. Other guys that played center backs against Milan were Tosin and Chalaba. Milan did kind of carve them up at times, even after being down to 10 men. They score a goal in the second half. We just need to be confident in some of these center backs. I'm a little worried. You know, I don't want to get too down on them now. We'll see once the real games start happening, but it's just something to watch going forward here. But Achimpong played more on Sunday as well today. Hato came in, Essugo again, George, and Reggie Walsh got some minutes, the 16-year-old, for Chelsea. So, going to be awesome to see all these guys and what they can do when we get into some real action here. Crystal Palace did have an official match today against Liverpool, the Community Shield, and they ended up beating Liverpool in pens, which was very interesting to see. So, I'm just so excited. I really am. I'm so excited just to see everything that Chelsea are going to do this year. And I think today we saw the lineup we're going to see against Palace, which is fun. Sanchez between the sticks, of course. Then you got Cucurella, Chalaba, Tosin, Reece James, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Gittins, Neto, and Delap. It's going to be fun. It's so exciting. I don't want to make this too long of an episode here, but guys, just know I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the season. I'm excited. I've said it probably 1,000 times at this point, but give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow over on TikTok, Twitter, all the ways that you can listen to us. We got a lot of fun stuff coming. We're going to be dropping our predictions for the full season for stats, player awards, table finishes for Bayern and Chelsea. Probably dropping it, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday this week. We'll see. So tune in for that. It's going to be absolutely massive to see how correct Danny and I both are. And as always, up the Chels.